Hello, my name is Kelly Snyder-Chase. I'm the principal at Roosevelt Elementary. We're so very excited to welcome our new class of kindergartners, the class of 2034. Kindergarten is truly an exciting year, full of discovery, excitement, and tons of learning. We love welcoming new kindergartners to the building, and we cannot wait to meet all of our new Roosevelt families. I also help direct our elementary reading program. All 9 of our elementary schools have reading teachers in them that help with students and teachers to help direct our literacy in our buildings. Some of our buildings are also Title I buildings, which is determined based on a building's free and reduced population. In all of our buildings, our reading teachers offer additional support to students who might be struggling in the area of reading, as well as do some co-teaching in classrooms with teachers in English language arts. If your child is working with a reading teacher, please don't panic. Our goal is early intervention to make sure that students get the support and help they need to be on track in reading by the time they hit 3rd grade. Our reading teachers are available to our families if you have questions or need resources to help your child read at home. One last thing I'd like to touch on is the importance of reading and supporting literacy with your child at home. The #1 highest predictor for students to be proficient in reading and writing is reading at home. The more you can read to your child, the more exposure they have to words and literacy, and the more they grow those great warm feelings about books that help them develop a love of learning and literacy as they get into the elementary school. So take lots of opportunities to cuddle up with a good book, celebrate literacy as you see it around you in the world, and we can't wait until we can read with your kids at school.
Hello there, I'm Miss Portson and I am one of the 4 kindergarten teachers here at Roosevelt. We are excited to fill you in on all of the things that you can work on with your kiddo over the summer to get them ready to join us here at school. So the first thing that I want to talk about is how important it is to work on those independent and self-help skills throughout the summer. So things like helping them practice getting dressed, clearing their plates after mealtime, tying their shoes if they have tie shoes, otherwise Velcro shoes work best at this age. Mostly with the thought of remembering that there's going to be probably at least 20 other students in with your kiddo. So practicing both of those self-help and independent skills, in addition to understanding that they might have to wait some time for some help from a teacher or an adult, just because there are a lot of other kiddos in the class with them, which might even be quite a few more than they're used to in their 4K classroom as well. So thinking about ways that you can help them with those things and handling disappointments as well. If things don't happen right away and they have to wait a little bit longer, that's okay, and there's lots of different ways that you can work through those with your kiddos, and we're happy to help with some suggestions too if you would like some. Like I said before, practicing how to put things away on your own. Those are easy things that you can do at home. When you get home from the grocery store, going to a park, have your kiddo unzip their jacket by themselves, hang it up on a hook. Same with those meal times, like I said. Have them clear their plate from the table, because those are things they're going to have to do here at kindergarten as well. On that note of mealtime, practice having kind of a quick mealtime, because we only have about 20 minutes to eat lunch here at school, which can be kind of tricky for some of the kiddos to get used to. Some of those things that you could help them practice with is if they're packing a cold lunch, make sure that they can open those bags by themselves, open their lunch boxes, find their spoon if they have one, and all of those tricky little containers that they can have sometimes. That'd be a good thing to practice this summer, is pack a lunch and practice opening some of those things. Another thing is you don't even have to worry about teaching them how to write their name if they don't have that down yet. But what we would like to see is them able to easily identify it if they see it in writing, because that'll be one of the first things that we work on when they come here in September. So on that note, the first thing that we work on with your kiddos is practicing their full first and last name. So if they have a nickname, that's awesome. But the first thing we want to teach them is how to do their full name. And once they have that mastered, then we can work on practicing our nicknames. So for example, if you have a kiddo named Benjamin, they're going to practice Benjamin first, and then we can work on Ben. That's just one of the ways we do things here. If you have any questions about that too, we're happy to work through that with you. And just start a routine this summer. That's an easy thing that you can do that'll make it easy for your kiddo and for you. So have a certain bedtime that they're aware of. I would suggest starting that sometime in August, towards the beginning, or definitely by mid-August. Start with that earlier bedtime, getting up earlier, because those are some big changes for some of our little kiddos. It's a long day here at kindergarten, and they will be tired. So let's make sure that we get their bodies enough rest so that they can learn and play just how we would expect them to. Thank you.
Mrs. Trempe, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about school supplies. So we are hoping next year that we are able to use shared supplies again in our classrooms. That will save you a little bit of having to label every supply that your child brings in. So shared supplies means that if all of the markers, we take a couple boxes of markers and put them into a basket, and then when we want to use that supply, we put them out on the table for the students to use. So you will only need to label your child's headphones, their quiet time mat, and their binder. Couple of things about the quiet time mats. The thin quiet time mats are actually better. If they are too thick, they're hard to store, and they're also hard for the children to carry and maneuver around. So one just like this one probably would work really well. It's the thinnest part. They are sold usually at Walmart and online also. Okay, binders. As you can see, when I put these two binders together, this kind of fancy special binder is just a tad bit bigger than your solid color binders. So again, that does make it a little tricky for us to store. So if you're having your child pick out a binder, perhaps have them pick what is their favorite color for their binder. Okay. There are lots of brands of supplies when you go out shopping, and some of the better ones are Crayola for crayons and markers, and Elmer's for glue. Sometimes they can cost a little bit more, but I know usually the the stores have their back to school sales. So you can usually find a pretty good price. The crayons from Crayola just seem to last longer. They're a little bit sturdier, and the Elmer's glue, it just works a lot better for us. So if you're looking for specific brands, those would be good ones to look forward to. If you don't find those brands, though, don't worry. Whatever you bring in, we will use. All right? So can't wait to meet your little one to start off a great school year in the fall.
Hi there, I'm Mrs. Stevens, and I'm one of the kindergarten teachers here at Roosevelt. So I'm going to talk to you about what the school day looks like, arrival, dismissal times, and a few other fun things. So here at Roosevelt, the first bell rings at 8:35. If you would like to bring your child before that, supervision starts at 8:20. Your child will be able to go onto the playground, where they will be supervised by an educational assistant, and they can just chat with their friends and get their brains ready to start the school day. School goes till 3:35, so that is when the first bell rings. And if you are going to be picking up your child, you and your child will talk about a designated pickup spot. So oftentimes we like to say, choose a tree on the playground, or choose somewhere around the school that your child will know that you are there waiting for them to be picked up. If your child is riding the bus, they will just wait in the classrooms at the end of the day and until their bus is called to be dismissed. We do offer breakfast here at Roosevelt, and breakfast is optional. So if your child would like to have breakfast, maybe every day or just some of the days, they are able to do that, and just look for more information in the fall about that. We also have lunch, and your child can have the option of doing hot lunch or cold lunch. We just encourage you to take a look at that menu together, decide on what lunches your child might like to take here at school, and then decide on some days where your child will bring in their own lunch. We also have a afternoon snack time where your child will be offered milk and a small snack. every single day. They are also allowed to drink water if they prefer not to have milk. We're super excited for your child to come here and join us as Roadrunners here at Roosevelt, and we look forward to working with you and meeting you, and it's going to be a great year. Take care.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Wayerski. I'm one of the kindergarten teachers here at Roosevelt, and I am here to talk to you a little bit about our academic expectations in kindergarten. So when we're thinking about kindergarten, there's really three key components. We talk a lot about literacy, math, and then the social emotional skills that go to support all those things. And with those, then we can intertwine in science and social studies. Literacy, the big thing that we want to know is that we follow a balanced literacy approach, which means that we give direct literacy instruction of both phonetic awareness and the whole language. Plus, we give lots of hands-on real-life experiences. So your students, they'll have direct times during the day that will focus on literacy and that direct instruction both of their individual skills and of the whole grade's curriculum standards. But we will also have times throughout the day that are not meant to be literacy, but we immerse them. So we really try to make our environment rich print, which means there is text and literacy everywhere, and we encourage students to notice that and to use it in real life experiences. Our math is very similar, that we want to give both direct instruction and hands-on experiences to practice it. But the big difference that you'll notice over the years that has changed is the amount of math talk that we use. So we don't just want the answer, we want them to be able to use language to describe how they got it, and then we notice as a group how children found different ways to solve that problem. With that, both in the literacy and the math, you'll notice there's a lot more conversation and communication, which means that they need more social skills. So all year long in kindergarten, we focus a lot on social skills. We'll start with just the very basics of recognizing emotions, both in ourselves and in our peers, and then building up to the skill to eventually be able to handle those big emotions and make good choices of how to move forward throughout them. So really that's what kindergarten is. It's the building blocks for the rest of their academic career. It's the building blocks for the rest of their academic career, and we really look forward to getting our hands in with your students and helping them really love Roosevelt and love learning.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Grant. I'm the school social worker at Roosevelt. I've been here for 6 years. I'm excited to meet your little ones this fall. If you need anything or have questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help, and we look forward to seeing your little ones in the hallway.
Hi, I'm Jenny Ehr. I'm the office assistant here at Roosevelt Elementary. I'm looking so forward to meeting all the new kindergartners coming to school next year. See you in the fall.
Hi, I'm Lori Warner. I'm the secretary here at Roosevelt School. We are excited to see the kindergartners in the fall. School is fun at Roosevelt School, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
We'll see you in the fall. We can't wait to meet our newest Roadrunners. Thanks so much for joining us for this video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help. See you soon.
Incoming families are encouraged to complete a free and reduced price meal application. Students who qualify for free or reduced priced meals also qualify for fee waivers, as well as free milk during milk break for kindergarten through 5th grade. Your meal status is effective for the school year and for the first 30 operating days of the following school year. Current school year applications must be completed annually. Applications are usually available by the first week of August and can be completed online through Skyward Family Access by selecting your student, click Food Service, click Applications. Be sure to click Submit once you have entered all the required information. Paper applications can be obtained from your school office. Applications can also be downloaded and printed by going to the district website. Click on Departments, Food Service, Free Reduced Meal Information. Only one application should be filled out per household. Families who qualify for free or reduced price meals through direct certification will receive a letter from us and do not need to do anything further unless there is a problem with your letter, such as missing students that live in your household. If there is an issue with your direct certification letter, please contact the food service office as soon as possible so we can review your account. If your application is denied, you can reapply at any time within the school year if you have a decrease in income or an increase in household members. The Stevens Point School District receives funds that are based on the number of students who receive free and reduced price school meals through the application or direct certification process. We encourage all families to apply for free and reduced price meals. If you have any questions regarding free and reduced price school meals, please email foodservices@pointschools.net or call 715-345-5435.
Hi, my name is Kathy Reynolds. I'm the school nurse coordinator for the Stevens Point Area School District. I, along with my school nurse colleagues, are here to welcome you, kindergartners, parents and guardians, to kindergarten. But before I start, I'd like to introduce my school nurse team, starting with...
Hi, I'm Nurse Sarah.
I'm Nurse Berta.
I'm Julie. I'm Nurse Julie.
All of us are here again to welcome you to kindergarten. Parents, whether this is your first child coming to kindergarten or if it's your last child coming to kindergarten, every child experiences kindergarten differently. So we're here today just to provide you with some brief reminders and some recommendations that we hope will help your child have a happy and healthy kindergarten experience. Sarah, how often will the school nurse be at elementary school?
Good question. So our school nurse team goes all over the district, and from elementary standpoint, our nurses are there for a few hours on about 2 days a week. So who is there, Berta, to provide for student health care when the nurse isn't there?
We understand that your children's health is important to you, and it's very important to us as well. So the office staff in the schools is trained by us to take care of your children for any first aid needs and to pass out medications to them as needed throughout the school day. Nurse Julie, who is available to care? Nurse Julie, is there a place where children can lie down if they're not feeling well?
So each school usually has about one cot for students. That doesn't allow a whole ton of students to be in there at one time. However, if your student is injured or ill, we will contact the parents to come and get them for the day. We expect you to respond as soon as possible, but we understand that you're busy throughout the day as well. However, the health room is not set up to be an all-day recuperation place for these students. So Kathy, what happens if a parent is unable to come pick up their student?
Well, parents, if you're not available, the school secretary will look at who you've listed as responsible people that you've given permission to pick up your child. So it's really important that that contact information be correct and up to date. And just remember that if Grandma Kathy's on the contact list, you better let Grandma Kathy know. Surprises are not a good thing. And Sarah, what about children with health conditions?
Yes, so parents, if your student has a health condition that could limit their ability to learn or be in school, we want you to let your student's school know. Let the office know, and the office will reach out to the school nurse, and then we will in turn reach out back to you to find out more information about that health condition, whether it's seizures, diabetes, asthma, allergies, vision or hearing deficit, those types of things. So we will be reaching out to you after you notify the school of that condition. Berta, what about children that need medications at school?
According to the district policy, it's the preference that the medications be given at home prior to the child coming to school. However, we understand that that's not always possible. So if prescription or over-the-counter medications need to be taken at school, we have forms that need to be completed and brought in with that medication to school. Those forms are available on the school district website as well as in the office at each and every school. Nurse Julie, what immunizations are required?
So the Wisconsin student immunization law requires students to have a minimum number of doses of each vaccine. We would have you talk to your healthcare provider to see, or the local health department to see what vaccines that your student needs to either receive or if they're up to date. We do recommend that your student receives any of these vaccines prior to the first day of school. The summer is actually a really good time for students to go see their provider to do any sort of checkup, whether that's vision, hearing, dental work, just to address any issues prior to the start of the school year. Nurse Sarah, what other tips are helpful before children start kindergarten?
A couple weeks prior to school starting in the fall, it'd be great and really helpful to get your child on a bedtime routine. setting them up for at a certain time each evening to kind of wind down and go to bed. This can really help them be prepared for those long work days at school in the coming months. So that's really important because they need that energy to learn and play while they're at school. So sleep is of the utmost importance. Julie, how important is breakfast before children start each school day?
So I understand that not everyone is going to eat a hearty breakfast each morning. However, it's so important for these kiddos to get some nutrition in the morning, whether that's at school or at home. This will help them also be able to engage in the workday and the play day. So again, whether it's at school or home, please just make sure that your kiddo is getting something to eat before they go to school. Nurse Berta, how can parents help their child transition to kindergarten?
We understand that this is a milestone event for both children and parents, and it can be both exciting and scary at the same time. So parents, your positivity will help your child better impact how they transition and their attendance. So your positivity about kindergarten is being a place for your kids to make friends, learn about new things, and they get to play. So encouraging those aspects of kindergarten for your child to make the transition easier is very helpful. Nurse Kathy, is there anything else that you'd like to share?
I think that you've all shared all the most important information, except for two last things. Have a great summer. See you next week. We can't wait to meet you.